Hello everyone, Carla here from Documenting the Journey, and today I am going to be doing a Hemlock and Oak Undated Weekly walkthrough. So I purchased this planner a couple of months ago when they were out for pre-order. I actually heard of this company from a planner friend, Sally, over at planner.med. She had a dated Hemlock and Oak last year, and I have been kind of having this planner in the back of my mind for quite a while. I, of course, didn't make it for the dated release, and so I did have to wait for their undated release, but I decided because it was undated, I could purchase it and use it whenever I chose to. So I did also just want to show the beautiful box that it came in. It's a really nice storage box with the Hemlock and Oak seal on it, and they are a company that have been founded in 2020. The planner that I chose is an A5 size, and again, this is the undated. This is the color Ecru. There are 6 colors to choose from. I chose this one because it was mostly on the grayscale. I really struggled because I actually wanted the lavender one as well, but I just went with the more neutral. And so the planner itself is just, in my opinion, it's a beautiful planner. But I did want to also show you some of the specs of it. This is also a Canadian-based company, and so the website does say that the planners are crafted in Canada, and they also have a really high value for sustainability, and so a lot of their products and packaging are recycled packaging. And the ribbons that they have 3 beautiful ribbons in each planner. Each planner does come with a different color ribbon set, but the ribbons are also made with 100% PCW, which is actually made from recycled bottles. So the size of this planner is a 6.35 by 8.5, and it's got some grid in it, which is 4.2 millimeter grid size. The paper weight is 120 GSM, which is about 80 pounds paper. The woven cover, which is this beautiful like fabric type feeling cover, also has some recycled plastic bottles in it. It's about 58% PCW. It also does have plant-based ink, and it has lay flat binding, which in my opinion for a book-bound planner is like one of my hard and fast rules. If it's not going to be lay flat, I'm probably not going to be loving it or using it very often. I did think that it was white pages, and so I actually pulled out some of my other planners to kind of compare. One of my favorite papers of all time is actually the MakseLife paper. It's also a sustainable paper. It's also made from recycled content with soy-based inks, but I just decided to pull out a couple of planners to kind of compare the page color to, because I've been really struggling with my page colors. I'm going back and forth between using and not using stickers, and I'm kind of struggling with a cream-based paper with a white sticker paper. And so I didn't see anywhere on the website if this was a pure white or a bright white paper. And it looks like now, as I have my MakseLife open, it definitely is more on the cream side. Go ahead and also compare it to a Passion planner, which I feel like also has a really white page. Let me find a blank page, my Passion planner. So this is the Passion planner. So the Hemlock and Oak definitely is more on the cream side of page color, because you've got the bright white of the MakseLife, and you've got, in my opinion, also very bright white of the Passion planner. And then as far as how creamy it is, if you love cream paper, you might have heard of or used the Hobonichi planners. So I have both the Cousin and the Weeks. And so the Cousin, in my opinion, is the least cream of the pages, because I feel like the Weeks is more of a yellow page. And so here is a page color comparison of the Hobonichi Weeks, which is this one, the Hobonichi Cousin, and then your Hemlock and Oak. So it's more white than your Hobonichis, but it's more cream than the other two. So if you're concerned about page color, that's definitely something to also consider. I did want to just kind of point that out for you as well. If you've been following me for a while, you know I've actually jumped planners and bullet journals based off of page color. So yeah, that's because I am me. Okay. So as far as the features that this Undated planner has, it's got a lot of punch packed into it. So there's a lot of stuff packed into this planner. Before I went into that though, I did want to show you that I also ordered tabs. I did order these tabs because it is an undated planner, and so essentially I can really start it anytime I choose. But unlike the Passion Planner, oh, I have my tabs already placed on my Passion Planner. I was gonna say my Passion Planner had little gray, the Passion Planner has little gray squares so you know where to place your tabs on the paper. And I knew based off of looking on Instagram and also looking on the website, I knew that those corners weren't going to be here in the monthly views. And so I did order the tabs. I was very excited to see that they had a placement page for when you're placing your tabs. So that made me really excited because it does have multiple tabs. So the tabs that I got are the lavender tabs in addition to the ecru tabs. And again, just because of sustainability and the values of this company, even your tabs and your stickers are made from recycled content as well, which of course I love. So you get your placement position, and your tabs, as you can see up here, it's more than just your months. So your tabs includes all of your months, and then includes additional things that is included in your planner. So it includes values page, goals page, habits, your yearly overview, your importance page, your self-care page, your bucket list, and your notes pages. And so it's not just the 12 months that you get, you also get everything else included in that for your purchase of your tabs. And so there is a lot of, in my opinion, like self-care and mindfulness included in this planner, and I'll show you what all of that looks like as well. And then of course you have your weekly spread, which is the vertical hourly, and then you have your monthly spreads as well at the front. And then at the very back, you have some grid note pages. Okay, so let's go ahead and get through the walking through of the planner. When you come into the planner, you'll just notice this really gorgeous, beautiful textured paper. It kind of reminds me of like the recycled cotton pages that you can get for, you know, journaling or watercolor journals. And so I really like that. And then you have your kind of who this belongs to planner page here with the company information down there on the bottom. There are a lot of sections in this planner. I do like the idea that they made an index at the bottom of the page. You'll also notice that all of the pages are numbered. And so I like the idea of an index because it's just a really easy reference page of where to go when you need to do certain things in your planner. This is your how-to guide, basically how to use the planner and why they've included the goal setting in addition to the values and the habits. You also have some little things down here because there are different symbols in here. So your heart symbol you'll see on the weekly pages, and that's basically your daily self-care reminder. And so when you see that on your weekly page, you'll just, it'll be a prompt to remind you to do something kind for yourself that day. All right, and then you get into a reflection. So this can either be a reflection from the previous year or just a reflection in general the very first time you open this planner. So again, because this planner really takes values and self-care into heart, they did want you to think about some prompt questions. And so this one is, what moments made you proud? What moments have felt fulfilled or satisfied? And what moments were filled with positive progress or change? This one up here says, take some time to reflect on your key memories. When have you felt content? Think of some experiences, feelings, places, events, peoples, and things. And so these are some really good journal pages that are in here. And then you have your introspection page, which is kind of like a future self or a meditation almost of what you want your ideal life to look like and jotting down the ideas in order to get to your ideal life. Here is your values page. And so this says, what character traits does your ideal self have when you were doing this little introspection? And then there's a bunch of lists down here of ideas to kind of get you started if you've never done anything like that before. And so these are some common values as well. And it says to highlight the ones that resonate with you. You have a personal values page. Here it says write 10 to 15 of your most important core values and rank them in order of importance. And so this could be anything from family and then self-care, and then work could be all the way down at the bottom. And so it really just depends on what you are doing in your stage of life. But I like the idea of having all of these things in here since it is also a goal setting planner in addition to an actual weekly planner. Here it says create a paragraph that embodies your most important values. And it does recommend you use a pencil in order for you to modify it when your season of life changes as well. I really like this page here because if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I've been working really hard on mindset and heart work. This is a mindset reframing. And so this is in order for you to become a little bit more mindful of the words that you choose, whether you say them to yourself or you say them to others. But it's got negative thoughts here, and how can we reframe that into a positive thought? And so you've got 8 boxes here, and it says down here that I love this planner also gives you a lot of permission. So it says down here that you don't have to fill every single box right away. You can do it as you go, or even when you catch a negative thought or a negative pattern. Here is your goals creation page. You have 4 goals that you can focus on in this planner. And you've got your goal up here. What values does this goal support? Why do you want this goal? 4 steps to break down in order to achieve that goal. What habits are you going to need in order to achieve that goal? And then your deadline or your due date essentially for that goal. So you get 4 of those pages. And then you also have some goal setting tips up at the top. So here you have some goal setting tips on 3 of the 4 pages, as far as making sure that you create a timeline or you create a goal based off of values, and make sure that it's a SMART goal as well. So you get 4 pages of that. And here are your habits pages. And so here are habits that you can create that you really want to focus on in this 1 calendar year, what your habit is, why is this habit important, what are the specifics of this habit, and how are you going to reward yourself for doing this habit. And then you have 8 habits you could track. This is a page for your ideal day, and in order to map out your ideal day, in order to make sure that you leave enough time for your self-care in addition to values and goals and everything else that you want to do in your life. Here is a page that says important. I personally love the thing that is written on this page because I have so many planners that have like password pages, and I've always thought that was really weird. And so here it says, write down any important information you need to have on hand. Note, don't write down full passwords. Place hints instead of full passwords for security. So I really like that they wrote that down. All right, and then here is a 12-month planning. So the way I see this is kind of like a quick mind map of what the biggest things are that you're going to need to get done in each month. So say you're starting in January, you would have January, February, March, and you would label each of your months. And then if you needed to do any winter prep for your home in January, or if you had a birthday or an anniversary or something, you can write all of those things here. So because it does say 12 months planning, of course, you have 12 months here. And then you've got a little calendar that you can fill out as well, especially if you had something that was specific for an entire week, like you were taking vacation in the fall. You could write all your vacation plans here and then highlight the week that you would be gone, or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever that would be. And then you're going to actually start getting into the monthly part of the planner. So because this is an undated, the way they have it laid out is they have all the months in the front and then all of the weeks in the back. Personally, I like that a lot better than having a month with 5 weeks and then a month and then 5 weeks. Because if you decide to put your planner aside for an entire month, you don't have a blank chunk in the middle of your book. You can easily just skip your monthly page and then go straight to the next month. Now with their monthly pages, there are pages before and after the actual monthly plan. So before your month, you have a monthly overview. So the page on the left is your ideas of what you wanted to do this month, what boundaries you're going to set this month, and habit tracking that you want for that month as well. The page over on the right is a blank notes page. It could be a monthly budget, it could be a monthly meal plan, it could be a monthly tracker if you wanted to do more than one habit for tracking. So there's a lot of different things that you could do with this page. And then you'll actually get into your monthly spread. Now, one thing that I like about this planner is their monthly spreads are pretty much like a bullet journal. So it is a grid space, which I actually really like grid. I like it a lot better than dot grid, mainly just because I think it's easier to draw on if you needed to do any divisions, and I also need lines. I can't write on dot grid because I write crooked. So it is a Monday start, and that follows with your weekly, which is also a Monday start. Again, me personally, I prefer Monday starts on my monthly view because it's easier for me to transfer everything to my week, because that's kind of how I plan. So the biggest thing that I like about this is there's no unshaded box where you're essentially forced to put your day. So if you want to put your number day in this corner, you can, this corner, or even the bottom corner in the center. Because it's a lot more like a bullet journal, I like the idea of having a completely blank canvas essentially to customize this for you. And I also like, for those people that do use sticker kits, I do like that there is no unshaded box, because everybody has different date dot stickers or date square stickers. So on the sidebar, you have some pre-marked checkboxes for monthly tasks, and then everything below that is blank as well. And I love the neutrality of the colors here, so that way if you did use sticker kits, you can use whatever color you wanted for each month. So after your monthly spread, you have a monthly review, and this is how you kind of rate how your month went. 3 things that were positive that happened this month, what gave you energy and what drained your energy, and any lessons, thoughts, or growth that you realized during the month, positive or negative. And then here is a page for some memory keeping if you chose to use it for that. Then after that, you go into your next month's overview, your next month's plan, and then your next month review. So you have 12 months in this planner. So let me just show you. So this is kind of where your weeks start. So because you have all of those pages before and after the months, your monthly, sorry, this is all of the beginning goal setting. Your monthly part of the planner is a pretty good chunk of it. So your weeks don't start until you hit page 98. And so you have a good maybe third of your planner in just your monthly views. And I actually knew this going into the planner because I actually downloaded the free PDF that they had. And that's another reason that I ordered the monthly tabs, is because the way I plan is I put all of my information in the monthly view first, every single thing. Kids' activities, my main source of planning is my monthly view. And from there, week to week, I'll actually transfer it to the weekly view. And so instead of me flipping through and having to worry about all of the pages in front of and behind it, that's the reason I got my monthly tabs. So it would be easy for me to find my monthly view. So let's talk about the weekly layout. So again, you have all of these neutral colors, so you can use whatever color sticker kits that you wanted. These columns are also 1.5 inches. Now with the 1.5 inches, you would have the timeline covered for your sticker boxes. and it is a full grid on the entire page. And then here at the end of each day, you have that little reminder for self-care. Your weekly is a full 7 days. You do not have stacked weekends. You have hourly timeline on your weekends as well. You do have 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. and then you have a spot for goals, values, and tasks. Now I also love the idea of all of this down here being blank, and then I can still have all of this blank space at the bottom and my sidebar. Now your weeks are back to back. There's no pages in between your weeks, so you have 52 consecutive weeks. And then after that, you go to a 12-month reflection, so essentially a year's recap type of things. So this here says create a list of 5 to 10 memories where you felt fulfilled, excited, challenged, or satisfied. Review your value statement if it's made any changes along your journey for that year. Have your values changed? If so, how have they changed? And jotting that information down here. And then I like this too. This is really cool. It says list 5 people or things that you're especially grateful for in the past 12 months. So another thing to kind of keep in mind with these pages back here is you don't have to wait until the very end of the year to use these pages. Anytime you have something really great happen or something really horrible happen, you can easily come back here and just list down the 5 people or even the 1 person that helped you through and process whatever that situation was. So you don't necessarily have to wait until the end of the year to use these pages. You can use them throughout the entire year as things pop up. That way you don't have to scroll through your entire planner at the end of the year. It could easily be kind of written in pencil down there for you. And then here is a looking ahead. This is getting you ready for the next calendar year. What is one action that you could take in the next 12 months that will help you fulfill at least one of your values? How can you show love towards your friends, family, partner in the future? And if there was one thing you could make happen in the next 12 months, what would it be? And then here is a memories reflection page for listing 10 things that you want to make happen by this next year. You have a self-care directory. This is kind of a really cool idea. I actually really like this because in my bullet journal, I actually have a page of self-care ideas, but I like the way that they broke this down, and it's broken down in time frames: 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and 30 plus minutes. And so your 5 minutes could be something as simple as just going into a quiet room and breathing for 5 minutes to reset your mind. Your 20 minutes could be a quick cardio workout or even lifting weights workout, any type of movement. Your 30 plus minutes could be a nap or a bath or reading in a chair by yourself. And so I like this idea of that being in there as well. And then here is a media directory, so you can actually keep track of movies that you watch, books you've read, podcasts you've listened to, TV shows that you've watched, anything that you want to be able to track and remember at the, when you put this book on a shelf, if you wanted to ever refer back to that as well. Here is your wish list. Again, this is another page that I have in my bullet journal. It's essentially like a running list of everything that we want to replace or renew in our home, like couch and carpeting, including the little things like a new set of dishes. And so here's your items that you want and then the cost. That way you can budget for those and mark them off when you did get them. Here is a bucket list, which I like the idea of. I actually do seasonal bucket lists, but this is a bucket list of 10 items of experiences that you want to have in the next, either calendar year or in the near future as well. And then you have note pages. So your note pages start on 210 and it goes to 223. So it's only 13 note pages. I really like a lot of note pages. And so based off of the actual size of the planner, I can understand why they had to limit note pages. And then of course you have the pages in front of and behind all of your monthly calendars. And so there was definitely limited space for additional note pages, but because this is a lay flat binding, you can easily tip in or add in your additional note pages as well by essentially cutting a piece of A5 paper and then putting some tape in the binding and sticking that paper in, and then just completely closing it as well. And so you can always add in additional notes as well. And then of course, sticky notes are fabulous for notes also. So you can definitely layer sticky notes back here as well. And then when you get to the back of the planner, you again have this gorgeous textured paper, and then you have a beautiful quote by Robert Frost as well. And then I did forget to mention the ribbons. So with the ribbons, these are the 3 colors that are in the eCrew planner. Each one of the planners has different color ribbons based off of the color planner that you purchase. Like the lavender, for example, has a lavender ribbon, a gold ribbon, and it looks like maybe a platinum ribbon. And so I like the way that they did the ribbons and it's 3 separate colors, because that can also help you keep track of what month you're in, and then what week you're in. And then if you have any notes in the back, you can have this one on a notes page in the back as well. And then you can have your 3 separate ribbons laid out, and that way it's easy for you to kind of find the month that you're in here, the week that you're in here, and then your notes. And so each color could represent a different thing that you're marking in your planner. The back of the planner has a gorgeous gold embossing of the company's name, and the front of the planner also with the beautiful leaf and the gold embossing here. You have an Undated Weekly here. Because it's undated, I understand not having a year here. It's something that you could definitely easily add to in your own time when you have the ability to do so and when you need to actually put it on the shelf. With the dated planners, again, I was a little bit too late in ordering. The dated planners, instead of it saying Undated Weekly, the dated planners do have the year embossed here, which I really like because I do shelve my planners. I do keep my planners. So that is a not so quick walk through the Undated Weekly Hemlock and Oak. So my opinions. Overall, I really like this planner. I love that it's undated. You can start anytime. The few things that I would possibly change is the, I think for this design, the cream page works really well, but my personal preference is a plain white page, because again, when you do choose to use stickers, a lot of the sticker paper, unless it's transparent, is a white sticker paper. All right, so this is one of my favorite sticker shops because they have really tiny icons and it works really well in my bullet journal. So you have white sticker paper against a kind of cream page, and this actually isn't a very stark difference, which is really nice. And then I'll go ahead and get out another popular sticker company is the Coffee Monsters Co. And this is their weekend banner. And so if you chose to use this here, you know what, it's actually not that big of a difference. So maybe I wouldn't change the page color because that really doesn't have that big of a difference. The Hobonichis, and especially the Weeks, is a lot more yellow. So this actually works really well. So I guess I wouldn't change the page color. I take that back. Okay, so I stand corrected on that. I wouldn't change the page color because I really do think that the cream works really, really well for the font colors that have been chosen here. I love, love, love that it's a true neutral. There's no colors on your months. There's no red weekends. There's no red hearts down here. It's just a true neutral colored planner, and I really enjoy a true neutral colored planner. It's grayscaled. The times are in black. The grid is a soft gray. Even the headers are a soft gray. I did mention also that this column is 1.5 inches. For those people that do use sticker kits, you can easily use your 1.5 inch boxes here, but just know that your times would be completely covered with those 1.5 inch boxes. Your sidebar is also 1.5 inches. And so if you had to use a single box to cover these, if you weren't going to use these, you could absolutely do so. As far as sticker kit users go, I like also that the headers are really small and it doesn't go to the very top of the page, because this is extremely easy to cover with stickers as well if you did want to really jazz up your planner. So that is definitely a pro as well. I think really for me, the only big thing that I would change is the monthly part of it. So like I said, you don't really get to your actual weekly planning until you hit page 98 of the planner. There's only 220 pages. So that's a good third of the planner that you have in just your monthly stuff. But the reason is because you have your monthly overview and then you have your monthly review. For this planner and for the values of this planner, and for the company, they want you to focus on those things. And so I understand it's important for the planner. For me personally, it's just a bit much. And honestly, the reason it's only a bit much is because I'm in a completely different goal setting system. And so I personally would prefer all of my monthly views to be back to back. But again, that doesn't leave a lot of room for all of the values that this company has. So I definitely wouldn't change that because that would change the company's values. But I would really like to have all of your months essentially in 12 pages because it's easier for me based off of how I plan. Another plus side for me on this planner is the true lay flat binding. I truly love that it is a true lay flat and it doesn't really pop up hardly at all when you're planning. And I love that it has the 3 bookmarks as well, because that way you can easily mark your monthly, your weekly, and any other page that you need as well. So I'm pretty sure, I think I just said all of the positives. Oh, you know what? One thing to note, because this is a hard bound, you might not have a lot of covers that fit this planner unless it's custom made. So this is my A5 Zequenz bullet journal. And then this here is my A5 Hobonichi Cousin. And so this is slightly larger, I think, than a true A5 planner. And so the majority of the A5 covers you find out there are not going to fit this. So if you chose to have a cover to protect this gorgeous linen material, then you would definitely have to have one custom made. And so here are the differences in size. Here you'll have some overhang on both sides in width and in height for this planner. So just keep that in mind as well. And I'm not sure, again, I've never owned one of these, so I don't really know how easily this type of cover picks up dust and fingerprints and dirt and grime. And so I think that might be, because I changed my mind on the page color. I like the page color. I think that might be the only drawback, is that it is just slightly larger than a true A5 that you would find covers for. But overall, I really enjoy this planner. I'm not sure when I'm gonna actually dive into it, but I love that it's undated and I can keep it on the shelf until I'm ready to use it, and I can dive in at any time. That was a really long video. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me and taking the time to sit through all of this if you've made it to the end. So let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite feature of this planner? What is the favorite thing that you have on this planner after me walking through it with you guys? Oh, also, I did forget to mention price on this planner. With everything that's included, I think it's actually a really good value. It's got your full year, it's got all your months, all your weeks, and you have a lot of really bonus, in my opinion, bonus pages in there with the goal setting and the values and the mindset and everything else that they want you to kind of keep in mind when you're doing your planning as well. So I did forget to mention the price. So again, thanks for hanging out with me and kind of listening to me chitter chatter about this planner. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below and I will try my best to answer them. And I hope that you really enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.